If you just focus for the next 20 minutes, I'll give you a simple 4-step system to become a millionaire in sales. Whether you're just starting out or currently selling in a position, this will be for you. You could get distracted, go back to scrolling social media, and wonder why you're not making the money you could be making. But that's up to you, because I'm not here to sugarcoat this. My name is Chris Rigouris, and I've closed more than 18 million in online sales. But more importantly, 8 million of them came in the last 12 months. Because I've cracked the code on something that 97% of salespeople never figure out. And that's how to build a career that compounds, not just a job that pays. Now, if you're tired of being treated like a number by your company, frustrated that you're working harder but you're not earning more, or you've tried different sales roles only to hit the same income ceiling over and over again, you might worry that sales just isn't for you. And I was in the same position as you. I was hopping from offer to offer with my sales agency, and I kept hitting this 15K a month ceiling. I didn't know what to do, and out of nowhere, the military called me in for obligatory service. 9 months passed, all my income vanished, and I walked out with only a couple grand in my bank account. But it turns out the reason I was failing wasn't because I lacked the talent. It was because I was trying to build a sales career the exact same way 90% of other salespeople do, and they stay stuck. It's like trying to build muscle only by doing cardio. You're working hard, but you're using the wrong system. Now, the real way to build a real wealth in sales is to follow what I call the compounding career path, where every step you take multiplies your income instead of adding to it. So how do you build a compound career path? Let me show you, and we're going to start by step 1, finding the right position. 90% of salespeople fail because they choose to do this one thing first, and that is to become a high-ticket closer. Most people watch The Wolf of Wall Street, they see on YouTube online that you can make 20K a month as a closer, and they think that's the shortcut to wealth. But when I tried this approach, it almost destroyed my career forever. Because I was working in a company as a sell-by-chat closer, and I thought by watching the YouTube videos online that as a remote closer, I would make more. So I started taking sales calls. But what do you know? The marketing department stopped performing. The calendar wasn't filling up with appointments. And then I was sitting on my ass, waiting for people to book on my calendar, while unable to do nothing at all. I had zero idea around how to generate my own leads. And that's when I discovered the real secret. Because not everyone on the team was in the same position. Because when I looked at the highest earning closers in that company, I realized that they all started as SDRs or setters. They had what I call a full stack sales DNA. Because as an SDR, you make 300 to 500 dials every single day. In 90 days, that's 40,000 attempts to start a conversation. Compare that to a closer who only takes 5 to 8 calls max in a single day, and that's only 1,200 conversations in the same time frame. Even though the calls are very different, you're getting much more practice in the field. But here's the part most people get wrong. You can't just work anywhere as a setter and get great experience. You need a company that actually guarantees your career development. And after being in sales in 8 years, I've found which companies actually have a promising career path. So we'll start by finding the right company. I want you to go on AngelList or Crunchbase, and I want you to look for B2B SaaS. Ideally, they also have received Series A funding recently. Now, these are companies that have paying customers for their product, and they have money to hire and train salespeople. I would also only consider companies who have more than 100 employees and have raised 10 million plus in funding. More than 100 employees means it's an actual business, not just a startup. 10 million raised in funding means that they won't run out of money anytime soon, and they'll have the cash for your development. Here's an email template you can use to apply for this role. Subject line: building pipeline systems at company name. Hi hiring manager. Hi, so company raised this amount in Series A and is scaling fast. I want to help you build the pipeline that sustains that growth. I'm specifically targeting SDR roles because I believe in mastering fundamentals first: prospecting, qualification, pipeline generation. Most people I know jump straight into closing without understanding understanding how deals are built. I'd rather get 100+ conversations under my belt before I touch a single close. That's how you build a foundation for 7-figure earnings. Are you against a 15-minute conversation this week? Now, getting the job is just the beginning, because the way you approach your next 90 days will either make your career as an SDR or will break it forever. So we'll move into step 2, the 90-day boot camp. So while average SDRs just focus on hitting their numbers, elite ones focus on building systems that makes hitting numbers easy. So if you want to become an elite SDR, here's exactly what to focus on your first 90 days. First, I want you to learn daily. Spend an hour a day getting better at sales. That looks like listening to your best salesperson's call for 45 minutes. Write down what they say and how they say it. Try their tricks on your next call right away. You want to have the smallest gap between learning and actually taking action. After every call, ask yourself, what worked well that I can do again? What didn't work and why? And lastly, what will I do differently next time? This turns every call into a learning opportunity for you instead of just hoping to get better. Then set your monthly goals. Make 150% of your required calls. Don't just meet your target, but beat it every single time. Finish all your training to prove that you can read, learn, and listen. I would also watch 5 different closers to watch and listen to how they close deals. And most importantly, make friends with the top 3 salespeople in your company to learn how they do it. Then keep meticulous track of your progress. Record your calls and listen to at least 2 a day. Pick 1 good call and 1 bad call so you can hear the difference. Create a simple Google Sheet to track your numbers every single day, and create a scorecard so you can see through numbers how you're doing day by day and compare week by week. After 90 days, you don't just have experience, you have the metrics and the KPIs to tell you exactly how you're doing. But there is one more piece that most people completely ignore, and it's what separates good sales reps from the legends. Step 3, build your belief. And this is probably the most controversial thing I'll say in this video. You're not investing in yourself enough. I earn 1 million a year now from sales, but I've invested more than 250 to 300,000 in my personal education. I remember a couple of years ago, I was making consistently 15 to 20K a month, and I was hitting an income ceiling. When I looked at the numbers, I realized I didn't have an actual sales coach in over 6 months. So I looked at the options out there and decided to invest 30,000 in myself. It was the biggest investment I made in myself at the time. I was terrified, but the universe rewarded me right away, because the next day I actually had one of my biggest sales days in a while. Was it because I just magically got better a day after investing in myself? No, but I had the certainty of a person who believes, backs, and puts himself in the best possible position to win. Because that's the biggest difference when it comes to people who are interested versus people who are committed. When you invest in yourself, you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, and you know it internally, and that changes how you show up in your calls. So here's what I want you to do. Pick 1 skill at a time that will actually move the needle. Keep it focused. If you try to master 10 things at once, you will learn none. So learn 1. Then place the bet. Put real money down. Don't just be a dabbler with YouTube videos. The financial commitment is why you will take it seriously. Write it as a line item in your budget. Skill investment is a non-negotiable expense. Set a budget beforehand and give yourself no option but to invest all that money in yourself. Then work the system. Block time in your calendar as if it's a client meeting. Then do practice drills, role plays, and verbal workouts, whatever your chosen skill demands. And then apply it immediately. If you learn 1 objection handling skill today, go apply it in your next call. Don't delay. And then reinvest. Every time your income jumps, peel off a percentage of that money, so you can say 10 or 20%, to reinvest in your next skill. This creates a compounding effect. Every new dollar you earn gives you the ability to buy 10 more. Step 4, systematize everything. And this is where newly promoted closers from SDR to a closer burn out. Because you're no longer taking more than 100 calls per day with low stakes. You're taking 5 to 8 calls a day, where each one is costing you thousands in commission. The pressure is intense, the conversations are much more difficult, and everyone expects you to perform to a level where it took other closers years to get to. Most people respond to this pressure by trying to work harder, longer hours, more stress, longer work days. But what I learned studying the top 1% closers is they just don't work harder, they work systematically. Linear closers trade time for money at a higher rate. They make more per hour, but they're still trapped by time. Exponential closers build systems that multiply their time. They make money while they sleep because their systems are working. These are two of my favorite systems that allow me to go from 6 figures to earning 7 figures a year in commissions. The first step is free time hacking. Pay others to do non-sales work for you so you can focus on making money. Hire people to clean your house, cook your meals, and do your paperwork. Figure out what your time is worth. If you're earning $50,000, 1 hour of your time is worth $125. Use your extra time for sales calls, follow-ups, and client meetings. And then we have follow-up hacking. Use AI and helpers to stay in touch with customers without you having to be there. You can set up automatic emails and follow-up sequences to follow up without you having to do it. You can hire VAs for $5 an hour so you can focus on other activities that are higher value. Remember, it can take up to 7 to 12 follow-ups to close a single deal, yet most closers do it only twice or 3 times. What if you had an executive assistant or a VA doing it for you though? Imagine all the extra money that you'll be making without you having to follow up. Spend your time on the most important conversations because you are the only one who can do it. And then delegate everything else. Now the second step is making your best work even better. Figure out which activities make you the most money per hour. Stop doing things that are not doing well and focus on things that actually make you the most money. Use the 80-20 rule. The 20% of your activities right now make you 80% of your money. So try to focus on doing 80% of your work within these 20% of activities. That's how you multiply your income. Group your best activities together and do them all at once, and then keep track of what you do each day and week so you know what actually performs and you can optimize accordingly. But the secret that most people never figure out is that systems alone won't build you real wealth. It's what the systems allow you to do with your free time. And one of your highest leverage skills as a sales professional is the way that you pitch. So if you want to see how to create a killer pitch, watch my video right here and I'll see you there.